About that time. What's happening in your city? You got love for your city? City views, city views, city views, city views, city views. Oh, city views, city views, city views, city views, city views. Oh, city views, city views, city views, city views. Oh, city views, city views, city views, city views, city views. Oh, city views, city views, city views, city views, city views, city views, city views. And good evening. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of CT Views, bringing it to you right here from your local Altice Access Channel 5 in the fine city of Litchfield, Connecticut. And we want to welcome you to the show. And how are you this great evening, Coryse?
I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to survive the Christmas season.
Yes.
It takes on a life of its own.
It
You
does.
know, it really does. Like you're thinking, okay, I'm on top of things. I'm on top of things. I'm going to be on top of things, and then right after Thanksgiving, it's like
Boom,
bam, bam, bam,
boom,
bam, bam, and you're like,
boom.
and all of a sudden you're lost in the mad rush.
Yes.
You know, and you're like, oh my gosh, where did the time go? Like, we don't have that much time before Christmas.
Oh, it did seem like Thanksgiving kind of like there was no separation between.
No, but you know what? Thanksgiving wasn't the third week of
Right.
November this year. It was
Right.
like the fourth week, which was
Yeah.
weird because I believe November had 5 weekends
Mhm.
instead of 4.
Mhm. It was weird.
Yeah. So, and then it was Thanksgiving, then my birthday, and then it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I know it's the holidays can be quite hectic and quite anxiety driven.
And yes, and I am feeling it. And I am feeling it. I have not started shopping for the kids.
Oh no.
Well, Santa has not started shopping for the kids. At least I didn't give him the list as yet.
You know,
So,
and you got two boys that are, I'm sure they're kind of like putting their list together now.
oh yeah, and the age difference
Mhm.
is the biggest struggle because you know
Mhm.
I have 14 and 4. So
Mhm.
I mean the 4-year-old, he's the easy
Mhm.
one.
He ain't easy. Take my word for it, he ain't easy. That kid is gonna be something else, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, a friend of mine calls him Sonic. He's like, there's no other word to describe your son that's Sonic. He's just Sonic. He goes and goes and goes,
Yeah,
and he goes and goes and
he
goes.
does. He does.
You know, and then you have the 14-year-old where, you know, it's either he wants game stuff or can I get an indoor basketball because he wants to bounce the ball in the house, or, you know, sweatsuits because, you know, that's all they wear
Yeah, that's
nowadays.
true.
And you
That's
know,
true.
and the struggle is I'm trying to balance getting him to realize and understand you need to dress appropriately for, like, you know,
Yeah,
depending on the event. And so yeah, you know, the struggle's real.
indeed it is. But
It really is.
we strive on and hope to overcome these challenges, and hopefully we'll be better people on the other side for it. So,
Yes, yes. I must say though, I did take some time out this weekend. I've decided to celebrate my birthday all month long, and I took some time out last weekend and we went axe throwing. Have you ever been to, I think it's called Edgeworks Axe House in Winstead?
oh yeah, oh
Have
my
you
God,
you've
that
been
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
like the chamber
yeah,
events, but
yeah,
have you ever
yeah,
been, I know you've been to Little Red Barn Brewery for
yeah,
chamber events,
yeah.
but have you ever gone axe throwing at the place right next door?
Put it like this. I saw some disgruntled people coming out of that place. I'm like, I ain't even gonna try that one. You
Listen,
know,
we
if
had a
somebody
blast.
slips, and I mean, I don't want to be on the other side of
No,
the
no, no.
axe.
Listen, we had a blast. The owner is amazing. If if you want comedy, just go there to talk to the owner. I mean, he is absolutely hilarious. He knows his audience, he knows his customers, he knows how to get you to laugh, he knows how to get you to enjoy yourself and to have a great time. And he took axe throwing to another level. Like, it's not just throwing at a bullseye. It was, you can throw it. He had a projector screen and projecting on zombies, also projecting on, like, you can play, like, it's almost like Wheel of Fortune. So you have to throw it
Ooh.
at letters
Okay.
to try and spell out the word.
Okay.
And
Oh.
he had throw it at like animals, like if
Mm-hmm.
you were hunting. I mean, we had a blast. And I'm thinking we need to get the Culture for a Cause members together, and
Yeah.
we need to go and have a night axe throwing. And you can bring your own beer and wine, and order food from
Hey,
next
ho, ho,
door.
stop.
Oh my gosh.
I ain't going to be in no room of people throwing axes after they've been drinking. I'm sorry. I have to decline that
Oh
invitation.
no, no. His staff keeps a close watch on everyone, and if
Yeah.
if they feel like you are handling the axe, the wrong way, they stop you right then and there, and they say, "You know what? We think you're done for the night. I think you need to kind of take a walk."
And the next thing you know, that person could be like, nah, I'm ready to go, and you ain't going to stop me. And then
Oh
next thing
no.
you know, you got an
No,
axe in
no.
somebody's forehead.
No, they listen. They listen. It's his place of business. He's got to carry his insurance, and everyone's got to be they
Okay.
listen. So people listen. But I've got to say it's an amazing place.
Yep.
And I told him that we will be back to do a segment on
Okay.
on his establishment. It
Okay.
was that much fun, that you're gonna die laughing.
I'll be an observer. Okay. I'll be an observer.
Come on, Jacque, you could throw an axe.
Yeah, right.
He was
Uh,
doing it back, like one-handed backwards.
no, nope, nope, not me. So we have an interesting show lined up this
Mm,
evening. We have Pam Pinto, who's going to be calling in. She's the owner of Act Natural Health and Wellness. She's going to be talking a little bit about her business, and I'm excited to hear about what she has to say because she's got some interesting perspectives on holistic treatments.
and
Um,
care for your body. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
and our I'll let her elaborate on it, but our our diets are such a big cause of the problems, the health issues that we
oh
have.
yeah, big time.
You
I
know,
totally believe it. I think back to living in the Caribbean, and when by no means in Trinidad a world country at all, but we, like, the older generation has
mm-hmm.
kept a great just traditional
Yeah,
life by bush medicine,
yep,
or using leaves from the mango tree or
yeah,
from the tamarind tree, or making certain drinks with certain plants.
yep,
And we took all of that for granted, but
yeah,
now I go back to those remedies, and I'm
yep,
like, my son would say he has a stomach ache, and I'm like, get the Angostura bitters from the cabinet, throw that in some hot
yep.
water, throw a bay leaf in there, and drink that.
It's amazing how nature
Yeah,
can definitely heal.
nature had everything we needed.
Yep,
And the minute the world started developing around us, we started losing that touch with
yeah,
nature. But
yeah,
so it's nice, especially when you go to some of these islands, because it takes you back to that slow down, that slowed pace,
yep,
and that you're surrounded by nature,
yep.
and it really, like, makes you more aware of, wow, this is what I'm missing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
And then you have someone special lined up for the
I
second half of the
do, I
show.
do. We have Carolyn Payne who will be calling in tonight. And Carolyn is the director and producer of Nutcracker Sweet and Spicy, which will be held
Ooh.
this coming weekend
Mm-hmm.
at the Wadsworth Athenaeum.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing show. You don't want to miss it. So, we did do an in-depth interview with Carolyn, which we have not aired as yet.
Mm-hmm.
We will be airing it on the show one of these weekends. But, we just wanted her to call in and let people know about the show that's happening this weekend. And you don't want to miss it. Grab your tickets. She will tell you exactly where to get your tickets. and tell you everything about the show that you're just gonna really want to go see.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. And the reason that we are able to bring you these great guests here on CT Views is through the support of our sponsors. And we want to take this time to acknowledge them and thank them for their support here at CT Views. Our big city sponsors are Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street, Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. They can be reached at 860-496-7771 and at Toth, TOTHINS, at optonline.net. Also, Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Avenue, Suite Number 1, Torrington, Connecticut. Better call Mel. He can be reached at 860-307-1128 or at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins, INS. Also, the Northwest Connecticut Chamber of Commerce, located at 59 Field Street, Suite 120. In Torrington, Connecticut, the Chamber is the place to be.
It sure is.
They can be reached at 860-482-6586. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105, Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. They can be reached at 860-482-8177 or at torringtonpediatrics.com. So thank you so much to our sponsors. We greatly appreciate you, and we're looking forward to a very robust and festive 2025.
Oh, yes, yes. I want to say, before we have our first caller call in, that this is the last week of open enrollment for health insurance. The last week. Open enrollment ends. If you want your plan to start January 1st, open enrollment ends December 15th, which is, I believe, Sunday. So please, 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 if you are interested in getting help paying for an insurance plan, getting help through the federal marketplace, accesshealthconnecticut.com is the website to go on. You can search to find a local broker near you. Myself, Mel Brickman as well, are local brokers right here in the Torrington area. I'm always happy to take on new clients and explain all the jargon and the lingo, because it is not easy. We all know that. Insurance is not an easy thing to navigate or to understand, but we will do our best to help you understand it. And again, this is the last week. So if you want your plan to start January 1st, give us a call and get that plan started. If you want a plan that starts February 1st, we will have extended open enrollment up until January 15th. So you can continue to call us until January 15th if you want a plan that starts February 1st. But, don't leave yourself uninsured. It's really important that you have health insurance.
Absolutely.
If the pandemic taught us anything, is really protect yourself more ways than one with health insurance, as well. So make sure you get a plan. Don't be afraid. There's help out there. There's help out there.
That's good information to know, Coryse. We appreciate that. Speaking of information, I think we might have some information for first-time home buyers. And I think Pascal Nijame, one of our members in Culture for a Cause, might be able to help us out with a little
knowledge.
Information. Yeah, on that.
Little knowledge.
So, without further ado.
School us, Pascal. School us.
Yeah, let's hear from Pascal Nijame and what she's got to offer us in the housing market.
If you're getting ready to buy a home, it's exciting to jump a few steps ahead and think about moving in and making it your own. But before you get too far down the emotional path, there are some key things to keep in mind after you apply for your mortgage and before you close. Here's a list of things to remember when you apply for your home loan. Don't deposit large sums of cash. Lenders need to source your money, and cash isn't easily traceable. Before you deposit any cash into your accounts, discuss the proper way to document your transactions with your loan officer. Don't make any large purchases. It's not just home-related purchases that could disqualify you from your loan. Any large purchases can be red flags for lenders. People with new debt have higher debt-to-income ratios, meaning how much debt you have compared to your monthly income. Since higher ratios make for riskier loans, borrowers may no longer qualify for their mortgage. So resist the temptation to make any large purchases, even for furniture or appliances. Don't co-sign loans for anyone. When you co-sign for a loan, you're making yourself accountable for that loan's success and repayment. With that obligation comes higher debt-to-income ratios as well. Even if you promise you won't be the one making the payments, your lender will have to count them against you. Don't switch bank accounts. Lenders need to source and track your assets. That task is much easier when there's consistency among your accounts. Before you transfer any money, speak with your loan officer. Don't apply for new credit. It doesn't matter whether it's a new credit card or a new car. When your credit report is run by organizations in multiple financial channels, mortgage or credit cards or auto, it will have an impact on your credit score. Lower credit scores can determine your interest rates and possibly even your eligibility for approval. Don't close any accounts. Many buyers believe having less available credit makes them less risky and more likely to be approved. This isn't true. A major component of your score is your length and depth of credit history, as opposed to just your payment history, and your total usage of credit as a percentage of available credit. Closing accounts has a negative impact on both of those parts of your score. Do discuss changes with your lender. Be upfront about changes that take place or you're expecting to take place. Glitches in income, assets, or credit should be reviewed and executed in a way that ensures your home loan can still be approved. If your job or employment status has changed recently, share that with your lender as well. Ultimately, it's best to fully disclose and discuss your intentions with your loan officer before you do anything financial in nature. Bottom line is, you want your home purchase to go as smoothly as possible. So remember, before you make any large purchases, move your money around, or make major life changes, be sure to consult your lender, someone who's qualified to explain how your financial decisions may impact your home loan.
All
And
right.
thank you to Pascal
Thank you,
for
Pascal.
letting
That
us
was
know
informative.
absolutely it was. Now, speaking of informative, we have on the line with us this evening the one and only Pam Pinto, the owner of Act Natural Health and Wellness. Good evening, Pam, and welcome to the show.
Hi there.
Hello, and thank you. I'm so excited to be on tonight.
Well, Pam, it's great having you here because as we build the content for the show, I think it's very, very important that we start interviewing people like yourself whose knowledge and expertise in these particular fields bring us a fresh and new perspective on how we should look at some of these issues. And your experience in the field of health and nutrition, I know it's helped me in the past and many others. And I wanted to bring you to the show and introduce you to our audience so you could share with them just your background, how you came to get and enter into this field, and some of the things that motivate you on a daily basis to serve your clients.
Yeah, sure. So I'll start from the beginning. So back a long, long time ago.
Are we talking about biblical days, Pam? Come on now.
Almost. It feels like it, I got to tell you. So back in the 90s, I didn't feel well and searched and finally said, I'm going to go to those quacky naturopaths and see what they could do for me. And lo and behold, it was those quacky naturopaths that actually helped me to get better. Fast forward a few years, and my husband was diagnosed with cancer. So I was 26, he was 28, and just researching based on how I had felt better, we started to incorporate more and more of the wacky, quacky stuff. And lo and behold, that wacky, quacky stuff is really traditional medicine. That's what people used forever and ever and ever. We look at the ancient Chinese, and that's what they use. And if we even look at the royal family in England, right? So they use a homeopath. They use homeopathic medications. That's their first go-to. And in this country, years and years ago, when we first established all of our homeopathic colleges, that's all it was, right? There was no conventional anything. In all of our teaching hospitals were homeopathic hospitals. So it wasn't until later on, and the invention of petroleum-based medications and this whole new system, they came up with the term quack to describe homeopaths and naturopaths and chiropractors and herbalists. So what happened was they decided that it was their way or no way, and they petitioned Congress to outlaw everything else. And that's where we are today. So if you do a little research, really the wacky, quacky herbal stuff was really what people were using for millennia. And it wasn't until the modernization and the discovery of petroleum-based chemicals and products that we've seen a decline in our health. And if you research further, you'll see that 99% of all prescription and over-the-counter medications, 99% contain petroleum. It's a huge industry, and if we look at who actually started petroleum, founded the petroleum industry, you can point that finger to who started modern medicine. I'm not saying any names, of course. You can do your own research. So that's how I actually got started, just doing a deep dive and thinking this can't be real, and only to find out, oh my gosh, I've confirmed over time and time again that it's real, that we've been unfortunately taught one way when there's many ways, right? So everything belongs in our reach and it's our right to be able to choose what we want to do. And if we want to co-mix everything because we like a little of this and we want to dabble in that, we should have the right to do so. But the law says we can't, unfortunately. And 2 years ago, because of the movement to limit our access to traditional medicines, let's say, an industry petitioned Congress to outlaw homeopathic medication. So 2 years ago this month, as a matter of fact, homeopathic medications became illegal and deadly, even though there's never been a case of anyone being harmed by it, and it's 87 years being protected by Congress. So if you come into my store, you'll see that I can no longer carry homeopathic eye drops. They're outlawed. I can't get them. A year ago this month, what happened was at the borders, homeopathic raw materials were no longer allowed to come in from Canada and Germany and India. So we can't get a lot of the medications that our formulators use here for certain remedies. So what's happened is whatever we can get here, whatever we have access to here, those are the only remedies that now the manufacturers can make. And it's getting harder and harder. One of my huge supplement distributors that I've been with for 20 years was bought out by the industry. It'll be 2 years in March. And as soon as that happened, they started discontinuing really good products, really clean products. And over the past 2 years, they've really wiped out the smaller companies. And as the big corporate takes over, because now they want a piece of the pie because it's so profitable, now what they're doing is they're buying up the smaller supplement companies and even changing formulas or where they get the raw materials. And only those companies are becoming more available. So it's harder for me to put really reputable companies on my shelf because of the buyouts. So I'm more and more seeking companies like myself that are small family-owned supplement manufacturers and just trying to stick together and bring them in. So you won't see the same thing on my shelf as you will in your box stores, and that's the reason. I won't allow the big guys to take over my store. So that's the bottom line for me.
Well, that's pretty commendable on your behalf. And Coryse and I we were having a conversation earlier before we went on air in terms of how these old traditional remedies that were so much more earth-based. How, for centuries, these remedies were proved to be effective. And now as we look, especially in our culture, our Western culture, we have so many diseases that's basically um, prompted from our diets. And the healthcare industry has become so much more profit based than it has been health based in many ways. And it seems that businesses like yourselves are caught in a conundrum, uh, not being able to really treat your clients with those traditional forms of medication that are, as you stated, are being outlawed today. Um, how how do you project going forward as to how uh, we can lobby to have some of these more traditional remedies become part of the marketplace?
I'll tell you how you go forward. You tell them to go to the Caribbean or to China or India or those countries and islands that still stick to that traditional based remedies, right? Don't you agree?
Well, we can't run, right? Because we live here. So what's
You can't run,
happening
but you
is
can definitely take a little vacation and try it
But you may
out.
not be able to bring them back across the
you cannot. That
lines.
is correct. That is correct. So I have a couple of friends that are families are from Jamaica, and they get it, right? So they will go back there. They will remedy themselves there. They'll come back with as much stuff as they can get across, and they will do that. So I'll give you, for example, I have a friend, and he's got some parasite infestation, and the things he eats here is bad. So when he's visiting his family in Jamaica, they know which foods to give him to kill the parasites. I mean, it's not going to work because he's there short term and we need long-term parasite cleansing, but they still know over there which plants to eat because they know that they're constantly being exposed. In this country, they wiped out and put under the rug that everyone should be dewormed on a regular basis, and that again was the same family. They knew that so much illness was caused by because on the farm, right? So your animals would be dewormed, but you wouldn't be. So they knew way back that humans should be dewormed. But then they figured if we deworm them, they're not going to be sick. We won't have an industry. So you don't hear, and your doctor says nothing about doing a regular deworming. We should do them on a seasonal basis, at least 4 times a year. We're constantly being exposed. If you have a pet, you're exposed. If you walk barefoot, you're exposed. If you swim in a lake, you're exposed. If you eat sushi, you're exposed.
Oh yeah,
So
and a lot of people like to eat those oysters, and you're exposed. There's a lot of those little worms that you can't see with the naked eye in oysters.
that's right.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
growing up in the Caribbean, before we went back to school, at the end of the summer, we were all given what they called a purge.
Yes,
So
exactly.
we
Not
hated it. We would try as kids would try to run, but we knew we had to get our purge before we
mm-hmm.
started school in the September. So like that's what I enjoy about the Caribbean is they still hold tight to the traditional ways of remedies and medications. Like when we had a headache or a stomach ache, we were given Angostura bitters in a cup of hot water with
Right.
a bay leaf in it. Like
Mm-hmm.
instead of going to take that ibuprofen or that pill, here, go drink this. So
Right, and that leads me to what did your grandmothers used to give, right? We didn't get medication when we were younger, and think about our parents. They didn't get it, so you got the old remedies, right? So I'm going to give you one, and I'm sure you may have one in your culture. So You got a little congestion, fluid in the ears. You got a little bronchitis going on. What do? We mince up garlic, mix it with olive oil. We put it in a little square cotton. We fold it up into a little square, put some paper tape it to the arch of the foot, put your socks on. You do that for 3 to 5 nights, you're better. Your cough is better. It's pulling out the mucus, right? That's enough. My grandma, you had cramps, your monthly cramps. Oh, what are you reaching for? You're reaching for the blackberry brandy. That's what you're reaching for. That's not your cramps.
Oh,
So
my
that,
goodness.
our decongestant was my grandfather's homemade wine. Oh, you got a cold? Have some wine.
Yeah.
What? That's what we did. The baby's teething, whiskey on the gums. But I'm saying there's things that every culture does that the melting pot made them forget, right? This is a wonderful place on earth, but it's the only place on earth that I think harms its own people. And they do that because I think the center of greed is here. There's something not right here.
Yeah.
So we need those old remedies. Who delivered a baby? Your midwife, your aunt, your sister, your cousin. They were there to catch the baby and take care of the mother. You know what I'm saying? So what went so wrong? We have everything that's so clinical and cold, and nothing is natural. And so there's no good relationships. And when you think about telling women not to breastfeed, how horrible is that?
And now they have big class action lawsuits because there's necro something in the formulas and
the formula.
It's been a nightmare, and formulas they were, I believe during the pandemic there was a shortage on formula because there was something in the factories that contaminated the formulas, and I thank God that during that time, because I had a baby that was born in during COVID, and I thank God that I was like a dairy cow, to put it nicely. I mean, I produced so much. I ended up needing and having to use my mom's freezer to store milk, and then I went online and found a mom with twins who wanted to give her twins breast milk, and I probably gave her over 500 bags of breast milk.
Beautiful thing.
I donated over 500 bags. Yep.
That's what we do. So with my store is like a hub. So if there's somebody that has a need, we go out and we help find in the community. So we have a network of moms that breastfeed, that home birth, that breastfeed, that help other moms that aren't bringing in the milk. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I don't know how my store became that, but it is a hub like that in the community for many things. And people know to come and just ask for weird things because I'm going to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
It's going to happen because that's what we're supposed to do. So it's become this beautiful community. So we moved down here from Torrington. So we were in Torrington for 8 years. We moved here 2 Novembers ago. I am busier here than I was in my 8 years combined in Torrington.
Really?
It is. Yes, it is. I'm drawing people from as far as Seymour.
Wow.
Yeah.
And tell us again, where are you located now?
So at 131 Main Street in Torrington, Thomas, I do that still, in Thomaston. Do you know where, I'm going to tell you, Tremonti's, his old spot was the Italian restaurant in the Sideways Plaza across from Adams Supermarket?
Yes.
Right in there.
Okay,
right in there. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. And let me tell you, you have a baby? How old's your baby?
He's now 4.
Oh, he's 4. Okay, so I don't know if you do Santa, but on the 22nd, we're usually closed on Sunday, but on the 22nd, we're opening from 10 to 1, and we're doing cookies, milk, and story time with Santa and Mrs. Claus, and they're the real deal. They go all around the state of Connecticut, and they meet with the boys and girls. And
lovely.
So we'll be there. Yeah, so we'll be there, and we're also doing a raffle for our Christmas tree. We usually donate to Light Up Thomaston, and someone forgot to come get our tree. So the little tree that could get purchased, we're doing a raffle, and for everything. So it's a $5 raffle, and we'll draw it on the 22nd, and whoever gets it is the lucky winner. It's actually made up of clock faces, and our theme is it's time for a healthy change. And so whoever wins it gets to have that, and I think you can use it as a New Year's tree, but we're using all the proceeds to go to the Thomaston Food Pantry. So send people down to buy a raffle ticket. You're going to get an awesome tree. One of the clock faces is actually from Bristol, Connecticut. If you go on our Facebook page, you'll see I did a little video of the clock. So come on down, grab your raffle ticket, and help out your neighbors. So it's a good cause. So I'm so glad that they forgot to get the tree, because now it has a whole new meaning.
Well, lovely. We thank you so much for calling in, and just reintroducing and reawakening the public to that health-based diet and health-based way of living. I think it's very important to have a balance. And we thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And we look forward to sending people there. And I look forward to coming down there as well.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing you.
And Pam, I do want to continue this conversation, because I think that there's some other insights that you have regarding this subject that will definitely enlighten our audience. And I look forward to 2025, and maybe even having a segment where you can address our audience a little more directly.
I look forward to it. You know I'm up for all that.
And tell your wonderful daughter, Isabella, that we miss her here on set.
Okay, I'll tell her next Tuesday's her birthday.
Oh, lovely.
Uh-oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to bring her in. Have cake on live TV.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pam Pinto from Act Natural Health and Wellness, informing us on some of the, let's just say, more traditional pathways to holistic health. Pam, we'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you. Happy
Thanks,
holidays.
Pam. Bye now.
Merry Christmas.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
And we want to take this opportunity at the bottom of the hour to give a big shout out to our big city sponsors. We want to give a shout out to Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street, Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. They can be reached at 860-496-7771 or at tothins@optonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Avenue, Suite number 1, Torrington, Connecticut.
Better call Mel.
He can be reached at 860-307-1128 or at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. And the Northwest Connecticut Chamber of Commerce, located at 59 Field Street, Suite 120 in Torrington, Connecticut. The Chamber is the place to be. They can be reached at 860-482-6586. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 or at torringtonpediatrics.com. And as we prepare for our next guest, I must mention that when I came in today, Dan gave me a real big compliment for my lid here.
Your lid?
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't comment on it, because it was something that we got from the swag bag.
Oh, from the, I'm looking at it and I'm like, why does that look familiar? Because I have it in my car right now.
Yeah.
From the Connecticut Film and Television Conference that.
Yeah, you're sleeping.
I am. Listen, again, like I said, I'm exhausted. Do you see these bags? I'm so tired, guys. Look at this. Okay, I'm really tired.
But you're a trooper, man. You could have left me hanging.
I'm trying to pull through.
You left me hanging.
I'm not going to leave you hanging.
Oh, see,
cheers.
So
I won't leave you hanging ever, Jacque.
Makes me want to cry. Nonetheless.
But we're getting ready for our next caller.
And I think that this next interview will be quite entertaining in more ways than one.
Oh, yes. She was actually one of the VIP interviewers at the Connecticut Film and Television Conference. Miss Carolyn Payne. She's amazing artist. She's more than a triple threat. She is an actor, and she's a dancer, which we both have that in common. We're both ballerinas, former ballerinas, and she's a comedian as well,
Oh
believe it or
no.
not. And she's now also a director. She owns her own dance company, and she has directed and produced a little twist to the traditional Nutcracker, and it's called Nutcracker Sweet and Spicy. And I mean SUITE, sweet and spicy. She loves puns.
Yeah, that's a definite play on words.
Oh yeah, she loves puns. And the name of her company is Kinetic Dance, another play on words there with Connecticut and kinetic. Kinetic meaning, movement. So
Kinetic
Carolyn,
movement.
yes.
Kinetic. When did we learn that? That was like in sixth grade. We learned kinetic movement.
An object in motion stays in
Yes.
motion.
Yeah.
That's right.
Getting a science and a dance lesson all in one. But it's interesting though because I think as this area becomes a little more exposed to the Connecticut Television and Film Alliance, that these artistic opportunities are expanding, allowing more artists to become entrepreneurs through these endeavors.
Oh, yes.
And I think that that is one of the up and coming attractions to the Northwest Corner. And we hope to be able to have some of the players from the Connecticut Television and Film Alliance here on the show so you guys can check them out and see just exactly how they're making it work as we expand and broaden our footprint in this part of the state.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think the Connecticut Film and Television Alliance is highlighting all of Connecticut's artists, from the actors to the people in the background doing the production work.
Absolutely.
The crew, the cast, the crew, everyone. And there's so much that's filming here. Actually, I was on set working on a movie called The Artist, which is on the painter Degas, which was part of it was filmed right in West Hartford, which was a beautiful setting.
Yeah.
Some of the main actors in it are absolutely amazing. We have Danny Houston and Jacque Houston's brother,
Ooh, okay.
who's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
And it came full circle for me because years ago I did You Don't Know Jacque, which is a movie on Jacque Kevorkian,
Yeah.
and they called it You Don't Know Jacque, and he played the lawyer who defended Jacque
Ooh,
Kevorkian.
okay.
So, it was full circle to be able to do this movie, The Artist, with him. And full circle in two ways, actually, because one, I'm a dancer, and
Right.
and Degas, he was most famous for painting ballerinas.
Right.
And then full circle because here I am doing another movie with Danny Houston,
Yeah.
and I haven't done a movie with him in over 10 years. So, that was like, I was like, oh my gosh, Danny, it's
Yeah.
great to see you. I haven't done a movie with you since,
Well, I think the economic development aspect of this stuff is very impactful because there are so many outliers in terms of who benefits from these types of productions. I know that the city of New Milford is really benefiting from the films that are being produced there. The restaurants are benefiting.
Yeah, I think all the restaurants in Connecticut, as long as we continue to keep it open to production being filmed here,
Right.
every town is going to benefit
Right.
from a production being filmed in that town, because you got to keep in mind they bring in cast and crew, right? And they bring in cast and crew, and they have to put the cast and crew up. Typically, these productions film for a month at a time.
Yep.
So they have to be able to house them somewhere.
Yep.
They have to be able to feed them.
Yep.
And then they also are going to be hiring local artists as well. I mean, I live here. I want to work here as well. I'm an actor, and I work right in Connecticut, and it's been beneficial for me, and I actually love it.
Yeah.
After having kids, it's it's just too much to drive to New York and Boston all the time to go to a different set there. So I like that I can stay right here in Connecticut.
And Coryse is being a little humble, but I'll never forget. I'm sitting back, chilling, watching, one of my favorite shows, Law and Order, and there's this little scene that comes on, and I'm looking, and I'm like, that person, that's Coryse, and they killed her. No, I was heartbroken. I was like, no, they can't kill Coryse. But it's just a situation where you don't know where these situations will take you, and how it can really enhance your career.
Hmm.
So I think it's very very important that we continue to advocate for the Film and TV Alliance, and shining a bright light on the state of Connecticut, and creating these economic development opportunities to keep our state viable, and in the game as far as these productions are concerned. So
Definitely, definitely. And like I said, there's the artist that's being filmed between the West Hartford area, and then Jonathan Black is doing a movie called Monster with I can forgive me, I can never say his name right. Dejamon. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to butcher his name. He was in Blood Diamond, okay, alongside Leonardo DiCaprio. He was married to a famous model, but he's an amazing actor. He was also in Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's an amazing actor, and he's one of the main actors in this movie, and that was being filmed in Danbury area. And I was lucky enough to do a couple days on that. So that was a lot of fun.
I think Connecticut's a good backdrop for filming too, because you have 4 beautiful seasons, winter, summer, spring, and fall.
And you can get all 4 in one day. You can get all 4 in one day, which makes us even more ideal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Like we did today, or even in 1 week, because
Yeah.
believe it or not, tomorrow is going to be close to 60 degrees.
I don't get that. I don't even know what to say. It's like,
You know what? I'm going to use that opportunity tomorrow to put up my Christmas lights. Although it is going to be raining pretty hard, they say, but at least it's not cold.
You better get some BOGOs, girl.
I'll be out there with the umbrella putting up my Christmas
You better
lights.
get a BOGO, be out there putting up lights. Ain't nobody doing it like that no more. I've seen some outstanding Christmas exhibits from some of the houses here locally, man. I mean, in fact, there's been a couple of occasions where I actually stopped
Yeah.
and pulled over and just admired their their decorations, which is really, really interesting in terms of creating that landscape that's going to be attractive to people that might be visiting the state.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. There's a house right around the corner from me that goes all out, and they have the lights up, and the lights, you have to tune into a certain radio station,
Oh, okay.
and the lights are synchronized to whatever song is playing.
Will they dance to the music?
Yeah, the lights are like blinking to dun dun dun, like it really like it's amazing. It's a great light show. And it's so close to my house, literally like down the street, around the corner kind of deal.
Wow.
But they do this every year.
Wow.
It's an amazing light show. Unfortunately, we lost that beautiful house in Torrington that
I know.
that used
The
to do.
Merriman House. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I mean,
But we still have Christmas Village,
We still
and
do.
we did the parade where Santa came through to now take up residence in Christmas Village
mhm,
was last Sunday.
mhm.
It was a great parade. There was a little discrepancy on the start time,
Hmm.
but
Well,
all in all,
anytime you do something for the first time, there's going to be, some
some.
chinks in the armory.
But all in all, it was, my son saw Santa. He got his little toy from Santa. One of his toys from Santa. Um,
It's like Lay's potato chips. He ain't going to take just one.
no, he's not going to take one. Not just one. You get the hot chocolate at the end,
Yeah.
provided compliments of Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
And
Oh, there you
I
go.
mean, this is the thickest, sweetest hot chocolate you will ever taste. And I don't like chocolate, but I like Dunkin' Donuts hot chocolate.
Hmm.
It's amazing hot chocolate.
Hmm.
And you get that at the end, free, of course. You just, offer a donation. They just
Hmm.
ask for a donation.
Okay.
But Christmas Village is always, it's a staple.
Yeah,
We
indeed
will
it
be
is.
doing one of our shows there. Hopefully, very soon we'll have a segment that we're going to do from Christmas Village before the season's up.
Yep.
But, I checked that one off the list that I was able to take the kids to.
Well, I'm not sure we're getting.
Where our caller is.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Carolyn is busy because, like I said, this weekend is the Nutcracker Sweet and Spicy at the Wadsworth Athenaeum. So I know she's busy in rehearsals, and I think she probably just it
May not
probably
have been
just
able to get
slipped.
away.
Yeah, she might not have been able to get away, but let me just tell you, this show encompasses jazz, ballet, modern dance, Spanish, Latin dance. Um, it's all the dances and all the cultures all in one, and she puts such a great twist on the show. And believe it or not, so the show is Saturday and Sunday, the 14th and 15th, and on Sunday, at the end of the show, all the audience members get to go up on stage with all the
Oh,
dancers
wow.
and take a cast picture
Okay.
with everyone. So, what other show do you know allows you to do that?
I think the Full Monty. Well,
But and believe it or not, on Sunday, wear your ugly sweater. And I think we do have Carolyn on the line. So wait, you get to talk to her yourself. You're going to hear all about it. Hello, Carolyn, is that you?
It is.
Oh, hi. We thought we weren't going to be able to speak to you tonight.
I know. Yeah. Well, I got into the theater magic and got sucked in.
That's what we were saying. We were like, it is the last week of dress rehearsals. Your show is this weekend. It's going to be an amazing show. Please tell us all about this show.
Yeah, so it's Nutcracker Sweet and Spicy. It is a contemporary update of the classical holiday show. It has amazing professional dancers doing everything from ballet to hip-hop to modern to jazz to break dancing and tap. And it just retells the story with a sense of humor and a lot of energy. And this year, what makes it really special is that we have added a production design of fully immersive projections. So when it's snowing on stage during the snow scene, it feels like it's snowing in the audience. There's just amazing special effects, totally innovative technology use here that makes it a truly immersive experience. So it's a real spectacle. I've just stepped out of the theater and I'm sitting there awestruck getting to see it. So you shouldn't miss it.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm definitely gonna go on Sunday because I was telling our audience all about your Sunday show that I believe you said you can wear an ugly sweater on Sunday. Is that right?
Absolutely. We encourage, because our party scene is an ugly sweater party, and we encourage on Sunday, we call it our ugly sweater party matinee. We encourage our audience to wear their ugly sweaters, and at the end of the show, we don't close the curtain. We just let the snow fall, and audience members can come up on stage and meet the dancers and take photos with them and get to stand on the snow falling in stage. And it's just they can get their program signed, all sorts of fun stuff.
That is absolutely amazing. I can't wait for the show. Please tell people where to go to buy tickets for the show this weekend.
Yeah, it's you just go to www.kineticdance, CONNETIC dance DANCE.com, and you click on Get Tickets, and it'll take you right to it. And it's worth it. It is truly a special holiday show. An amazing cast, like truly, this is like world-class dancers.
And you've had the same dancers for the last 15 years, is that right?
A lot of them, yeah. So a lot of the cast has been with the show for at least 10 years. There are some who have been with it since the beginning. And this cast this year, everyone is a returning cast member for at least like 3 years now. So you're seeing a cast that really has worked together a lot, and you can feel how much fun we're having on stage and makes it really fun for the audience. You feel like you're part of that party even before you get to join us on stage afterwards.
Wonderful. Carolyn, we can't wait for your show this weekend. And hopefully we'll be able to, grab some pictures to be able to also add to our CT Views website as well from your show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And we thank you so much for calling in. I know it's busy with this last week of rehearsals.
Well, yeah, this has been a chaotic week because not only are we rehearsing, but we're adding in all these projections and having them interact with the dancers. So it's been a lot, but it's worth every second because we're really excited to share this like magic and this innovation.
I can't wait. And everyone, you do not want to miss this show. Carolyn, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to call into our show, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Thank you. All right. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank
See you soon.
Bye now.
Bye.
That sounds like a great old time, man.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait for this show this weekend.
And we want to take this opportunity to do our T-Town shout-outs. Want to give a shout-out to Dawn's Getaway, located at 24 Winstead Road, Torrington, Connecticut. Also, Christie's Restaurant, located at 545 Winstead Road in Torrington. Health Insurance Services, located at 438 Main Street in Torrington. Wall and Fruenhofer, located at 117 Main Street in Torrington. Soul Latina Cafe, located at 31 Hungerford Street in Torrington. Jimmy's Store, located at 1238 East Main Street in Torrington. 5 Points Art Center, located at 855 University Drive in Torrington. George's Music, located at 905 New Harrington Road in Torrington. We want to thank you for your support of City Views. And as we begin to prepare to close the show, I want to give one more mention to our big city sponsors. I want to give a big shout out to Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street, Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. He can be reached at 860-496-7771 or at tothins@optonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Avenue, Suite number 1, Torrington, Connecticut. Better call Mel. He can be reached at 860-307-1128 or at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. The Northwest Connecticut Chamber of Commerce, located at 59 Field Street, Suite 120 in Torrington, Connecticut. The Chamber is the place to be. They can be reached at 860-482-6586. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 or at torringtonpediatrics.com. And
I like my setup. Do you like my setup today?
I like it.
I felt in the spirit, and I felt we needed to do a little something to our tables. Do you like this?
I do. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, CT-Views. Go check it out, subscribe, and check out all the great things that are going on with the production.
And don't miss Santa. We're going to have Santa Live next weekend, and next Tuesday. That's a show you don't want to miss. We're going to allow kids to call in and talk to Santa at 860-325-0791. Save that number. We'll also mention it on the show live. Call in and talk to Santa. Give him your wishes.
We hope that you have a very, very blessed holiday season, and we'll see you back next week right here on CT Views.